Wow, what a day, what a day. It's been a wild and crazy Monday. But welcome to My Perspective Monday. Let's welcome our host. I'm Lisette. Hey, I'm here tonight.
Did you just welcome yourself?
It
I'm
happens.
trying to welcome y'all, but y'all should be clapping with me. Come on, bring it,
I
bring
thought that was so hilarious. Let's welcome our host, Lisette, and these other people.
Hey, it's good to be here for another My Perspective Monday. And you know what? We got a great topic tonight. We're going to be talking about what famous person would you like to meet? That's what I want to know. All right. Please tell me, what famous person would you like to meet? So, what about you? Who wants to get started today?
Me.
All right, Travis.
He wants to meet me.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Really? Why?
Because he would, no matter what restaurant you go to, because he would fix is going to be weird.
Uh-oh, Weenie, you're playing the, you got to mute the YouTube. All right, go ahead.
Okay, I have other funny answers because that one didn't click.
No, it wasn't that your answer didn't click. Number one, it was gross, but then Weenie had the feedback, so it kind of distracted everybody. So, doom. He wants to meet Jeffrey Dahmer, and then we missed the joke. All I heard was restaurant.
Well, his choices would be very interesting in a restaurant.
I mean, what kind of questions would you ask him?
How would you like your steak?
Oh my God. You already know the answer to that. What if he said, well done? What are you going to say, Travis? You're going to say, oh, he wants to eat black people? What are you going to say, Travis, if he says, well done? Huh?
Interesting interpretation.
First of all, that's funnier than what I was coming up with. So,
Wow.
We're just gonna ride. We're just gonna ride.
Yeah, ask him, do he hit below the belt? Do he go below? Oh my goodness.
Okay, so my next one is Gwyneth.
Oh, he's giving a list.
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Gwyneth Paltrow. Why do you want to meet Gwyneth Paltrow, and why should she meet you?
Because our agents put us together. I'm so curious about the vagina candles, and I feel like we could really...
Oh yeah, I forgot. Well, hey, for the people who don't know what you're talking about, explain the vagina candles.
I don't actually know, and I feel like if we had dinner, she could explain. But I'm pretty sure she makes vagina candles, and they're in the shape, or do they smell like them?
I hope not.
Is that really something that you want to talk about over dinner now?
Look, my point was this was such a broad question. So I had to go weird with it. I had to be like, well, because I could say like Brad Pitt or Obama or whatever. I want to know real stuff.
Well, it's a broad question, but it's not broad depending on who you pick to meet. So, like for me, for instance, I'm going to pick somebody, but I generally say I don't want to meet my heroes or any celebrities, especially if I like them, because I don't want my image of them to be ruined. So I forgot what person said is like, never meet your heroes. They'll ruin it for you. I don't want to meet someone who I think is awesome and then I find out they're a complete jerk. Or with my luck, I'll meet my favorite celebrity when they're having a bad day, which means it necessarily can't be their fault of what's going on. But if I had to meet somebody, I want to meet somebody where I'm going to have fun. I don't want to pick anybody's brain. Like you want to hang out with these big time actors and ask them all about acting. Oh, that's boring. They get that enough. I just want to hang out with like The Rock. I just want to spend a day with The Rock and have fun, work out.
Hold on. Why do you want to meet The Rock?
Well, for several things.
It doesn't matter why you want to meet The
Rock. I knew that was coming, and I thought the delivery, I was like, okay. When he asked, I'm like, he's setting me up. But in my head, I was like, but he's going to ruin it. And I was right on both parts. All right, so I just want to hang out with him and I have fun. I feel like me and Rock hanging out would be like when he hangs out with Kevin Hart. I feel like that's how much fun I would have. Except I'm not 5'2".
How tall are you?
I'm 6'1".
Oh wow, that's pretty tall.
He seems a lot shorter in person. Trust me.
How tall are you when the doctor does it?
Did this tiny little man just say I look a lot smaller in person?
I'm 5'6", so
I've stood next to you in person. I look like Andre the freaking Giant.
I don't believe this cap.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna find a picture where you stood next to me, and they'll see that you come up to my hip. What about you, Greg?
Who, me, Greg, or Weenie?
Weenie, the Greg Weenie Greg.
You know, I was actually asked this on the first day of
Greg
college, the icebreaker day, you know, where you're doing all these activities to get to know everybody. And so they asked, which celebrity would you guys like to meet? And people said things like Katy Perry, The Rock. And I actually said one of my favorite YouTube stars, it was Brandon Carter. And they're like, what? Who's Brandon Carter? I'm like, oh, like you haven't heard of him? Well, you probably will in the future. And so,
I'm that right now.
Yeah, go ahead and look him up. He's a very cool dude. But if I were to answer that question nowadays, because you know I have met Brandon Carter, he's just as cool as he is on YouTube. It would be somebody like Alex Hormozy, and he's this big business guy. He went to college, and you know he went the traditional path. And he found it wasn't for him, and he got really good at business. And he did over like $100 million in revenue. And he just talks about business in all his YouTube videos. And I may be contradicting you, Keone, where I would just want to sit down and have lunch and pick their brain and ask them a ton of questions. Of course, I'd like to do a workout as well, though. You know,
you're not contradicting me because it's the person that you would most likely want to. Alita says Princess Diana, and then she said "oop." So I'm guessing she forgot that Princess Diana is no longer alive. But I mean, Alita, if you want to sit down and talk to the ghost of Princess Diana, I know a couple of mediums. We can get that taken care of for you. You know what I mean?
Hey, random thing. Did you guys see that chief Indian, Native Canadian that went to the Queen's funeral and like gave her like a blessing? Did you guys see that?
No, I haven't. Tell me about it.
Into that news.
There was like this head chief Native Canadian person who went and spent all that time in line and went to the Queen's coffin and gave her like this salute, and it was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, Americans are funny. They care way more about what's going on with the royal family than what's going on here. It always
That's interesting. That is really interesting.
No, this was Canadian.
I know it's a Canadian, but when you brought it up, that's the first thing that came up in my head. I was like,
"Oh, we don't care. We don't care.
Who doesn't care?
Me.
Well, you, but don't say we. We don't care because it's
we, as in the royal we.
Oh God. Oh, Taylor Swift by Bryce White.
Bryce is a huge Taylor Swift fan.
Okay. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. So
we have posters of her in the bedroom.
Lisette, if you don't know who Bryce White is, that is Weenie's fiance. So Weenie's got to set it up to where, Weenie's got to set it up to where Taylor Swift is singing at their wedding. No pressure.
Oh yeah, that's a great idea. I hadn't even thought of that. Wow,
that would be awesome.
Oh wait, that's supposed to be a surprise.
You can have Taylor Swift sing, but if you want someone who sings even better than Taylor Swift, I would invite Lisette.
Oh, wow.
Thank you.
And a one, and a two, and a go.
Woo!
I'll play tuba in the background.
Oh my God.
Not even going to lie. For a second, I thought Keone was going to say, if you want somebody that sings better than Taylor Swift, you should invite him. Weenie, I was going to tell you to save your money.
Wow.
Just light it on fire.
Oh
wow.
All right, Mr. Set, who do you have? Who was your answer?
Yeah.
all my wannabes are dead. Like Aretha Franklin, she's dead. But maybe Tyler Perry. I don't know. Maybe
He's still
a comedian or something.
You know what?
Like
Okay.
Lady Murphy or something.
Lisette, that's an interesting thing that you just brought up because there's so many celebrities or famous, let's just say famous people, period, that you might want to meet. Well, what about if you have to choose between a type of celebrity? So let's say you have to choose between an actor or a comedian or a musician. If you had to choose between those three, no matter who it was, it could be your favorite one in all three. Which type of person would you like to hang out? That's why I went the fun route.
It would probably be a musician.
Musician?
Yes,
Okay.
somebody that produces and promotes, and we can get our groove on or something.
She's trying to get on the album.
Yeah, creative. Yeah, I would.
To the invite of Lisette to the Sing at the Wedding, Bryce says, "Oh my God, yes, please, we'll send her an invite." Okay.
Okay. All right.
I don't know if that was a Taylor Swift or you, but I'm calling trouble. Travis, if you had to pick between the three, what would you pick?
Comedian. Because life is tragic. Make it funny.
Mm-hmm. Life's too short to not laugh.
Because we can do music. We can do actors are us. So okay. I'm good on music. Make me laugh. Make me laugh. Let me go have dinner with George Carlin.
Wait, why do we keep picking dead people?
Because they're more interesting than the rest of us.
Okay, that's true.
I didn't know. Since we're on the topic of comedy, for Halloween, I'm gonna tell fortunes off of Keone's bald head.
The head.
Fire.
Oh, it's not bald. Plus, you have to be able to reach the head to tell.
I'll have to put on a bar stool.
Good Lord.
When you walk up to me, Jay, I can place something on your forehead, but that's okay. What about you, Weenie?
In terms of what?
That was a good caveat or transition. If you had to choose between the type of people, comedian, musician, or actor, what would you get? And I'm talking too much because I thought Lisette wasn't going to be here.
No, that's what Travis was saying. Comedian, when you laugh and you're having a good time, not only is everybody else having a good time, you're living longer. The more that you laugh, the more that you're happy, the more success that you bring, the better you feel. Mm-hmm. Comedy all the way.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
We didn't get Jackson's though. Jackson, who are you meeting? Who are you yelling at?
Firstly, I want to meet a musician. Secondly, the musician I want to meet is Megan Thee Stallion.
Ooh.
Jackson wants to meet the 10 years in the future version of himself.
What would you look like 10 years in the future from now?
I'd be 30.
A little bit of this.
It'd be funny. Jackson's a small guy. That's not making fun of him. It would be funny 10 years from now if I didn't see Jackson for 10 years and I came back and he was just jacked out of his mind. Just muscles the size of boulders. That would be hilarious and frightening at the same time.
You just created your own destiny. It's going to happen.
If I look at your habits, I can see what you'll look like in 10 years.
Oh, God.
I look at your habits today. I can see what you'll look like in 10 years.
Snickers bars.
Lisette, when you were, is there anybody in the either music or just the realm of, I don't know how to phrase it, like the religious realm or whatever, that you would like to meet? Any of like the TD Jakes of the world or something? Any of what was her name? I'm drawing a blank now. CC Winans or something, or
I would love to meet TD Jakes. I really would love to meet him to let him know that he saved my life. Really, because I remember at one time. I was really down and very depressed state, and some things I thought was going to work out and they didn't. And so I was in a mess. I was in a very low place. And this person stopped at a flea market, and by some chance, he got his CD and put it in. And believe it or not, the words that he was speaking, it lifted me because I was just down and out. I had already, planned out my suicide, how I was going to commit suicide. I just knew that's what I was going to do. So, but after listening to him, how he encouraged me about life and how that life is not over, and just because it didn't work out the way it was supposed to have worked out, and some people may have dropped the ball. You know what? Hey, I would love to let him know that
this was coming after. This is a period of your life after the abusive relationship, right?
it was after abusive relationship, and sometimes I guess sometimes you have to you have to be mindful, of promises to people. If
Yeah.
you're not going to keep your promises, you might not think it's important, but to someone else, it may be very important.
yeah.
So,
That's also a good one too. We've had a lot of people where you may have been going through something in your life where something happens and a certain musician or a motivator or someone, you've heard them and it kind of just something in you snaps. Even if you've heard the advice a million times, it's just because that particular person said it, it's sunk in that day. So
yes.
that's a great one too. I thought you were going to say Shirley Caesar, actually.
Now, I've met Shirley. I've met Shirley Caesar, and she invited me to dinner. It just so happened that I couldn't go because I had to take my daughter to work at the time. I know. I know, but it was, I know, believe me, it was, yeah.
I'm done. She would have walked.
I
She would have
know.
got some. I would have bought her some new shoes, but she would have walked.
I
You
mean, I
better
sang
go
at a
bust
church
that.
hall and did a song for her, and
Please tell me, Lisette, that you skipping that dinner to take your daughter to work was before the age of Uber and Lyft.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
before then.
All right. I'll give you a little
And
bit.
this is in a whole, but she was with me, and then I had to take her back home to go to work, because she was a little young teenager in high school, and she was trying to do that little thing, and trying to save her a little money.
I
And
bet you she's called out of work for less.
I know, but yeah, she was offered to take me to dinner. She sure did.
Mm. Well, Jay, do you have anybody else? Like, let's say you can't meet Megan Thee Stallion. Let's say you have to meet a famous person who is not a celebrity. We're going to count celebrities as actors, models, musicians. What about just someone who's just famous, known by many?
That one singular phrase broke my heart. I'm gonna be honest with you, but let's just say I had to meet somebody within the business industry, probably, because they count as celebrities, like big moguls that are philanthropists. Honestly, I can't even think because there's so many of them that I admire. Maybe Jennifer Lopez, even though she does count as a musician, but she's still a philanthropist. She does a lot of business, I would
So
say.
you just want to meet everybody with a big ass. That's your criteria. They got
Mind your business. That is my Puerto Rican queen right there, okay?
Okay,
Wow.
so let's do a different criteria, Jackson. What famous person would you like to meet that doesn't have a big ass?
What the hell?
Oh, that's a tough one.
I'm already met you, so that's out of the question.
That's a tough one. Just pick one without a big ass. Come on, just pick one.
Well, I already said I already met Keone, so that's out of the question. Let me go with a different one.
I do got a big ass, but anywho.
You don't.
Let's continue.
All those squats.
You said business mogul, and I forgot. Even though I gave that spill about never meet your heroes, I would love to meet Warren Buffett.
I got a good one.
Thank you, Alita. Alita said he do. Thank you, Alita. I know. I get compliments about it all the time. Thank you, Alita. Jackson just hating.
Who's hating?
You are.
I have a good one.
Yeah.
I chose Morgan Freeman now. But yes, Travis, which one did you choose?
you said just famous.
Yeah,
Not
just
like
famous.
Mark Cuban.
Why you want to meet Mark Cuban? That's a good one.
Because he obviously he's the owner of the Dallas Mavericks, and he's on Shark Tank and all that stuff. But he just started Cost Plus Pharmaceuticals, and he is giving people life-altering medicine, like at bottom line prices, and he's doing it just to screw up the industry.
Well, Weenie, is that in the wait, Weenie, is that a traded stock? What's going? I need to.
Which one?
Cost Plus. I can look it up. I just listened to a podcast this morning about what he's doing, and he is taking stuff that he said the number one thing that is wrong with the world is that people are making the choice between household and food and their medicine that keeps them alive.
Mm-hmm.
And he is dropping the prices down. And gosh, let me. I'll Google it.
Go ahead, look that up. That's very interesting. I haven't been paying attention. Apparently,
Burn up the industry.
Cuban,
I mean, it does sound possible since people are literally having to choose between having a roof over their heads, food in their stomachs, and healthcare to cover them.
Okay, so Greg, it's Cost Plus Drugs.
Okay.
And you can look up just Mark Cuban. So basically, if you know anything about Mark Cuban on Shark Tank or from the Mavericks, he's a billionaire. He doesn't need the money. He decided to get into this. To quote him, are we allowed to cuss on this thing?
Yeah, I've cursed like 5 times since the show started. What are you talking about?
To quote him, he went into this market to fuck it up. That was the point. He wanted to fuck with big pharma, and that is what he's doing. He's dropping the prices down, and all he's charging people is for the shipping and handling and a 15% fee and blah blah blah. So you're taking
how long is that gonna last? Well, that revenue's got to be.
It is working, and it's
listen, Travis,
it's already working.
Travis, that's not what I'm saying. Anything can work in the beginning. Eventually, a profit's going to have to come from somewhere. Whether it's coming from somewhere else, you can only give out free stuff or something at an extremely discounted rate for so long. Even when you're even when you're a billionaire.
It took him 3 years to do this because he had to go through the hoops and everything because of the regulations.
Yeah, I'm not talking about that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just wondering what's he going to do to help replace, because you can only do that for so long. Even as a billionaire, that can only work for so long. So long could be 5-10 years. I'm just saying, Weenie, you know what I'm talking about, right?
I know what you mean. It's one of those things where he doesn't care about the money. It seems he wants to rattle stuff up. I am interested in how he maintains the margins. There could be fundraising campaigns.
Yeah, that's
lots of different ways to raise capital.
Yeah, that's
it's interesting. Something that definitely needs to be delved into.
That's cool. And so
my answer.
Hey, what?
My answer is, I'm assuming we all do podcasts. Go to the TED Talks daily podcast, because he just went on one, and that's going to answer everything that you just said.
I just had a thought. We can meet Weenie in person.
No, that's gonna be the answer he's gonna give me, but that's not gonna satisfy.
You maybe put a link in the description.
But has not the government already reduced drug prices?
No.
He has. Yes, he has. There's been some. Yes, they have.
My insulin still costs a fortune, let's say. We're not going there.
It's when you have to, but when you hear things like medicine has reduced in prices, it's not all medicine across the board. There's certain selected, but they're never going to say only these medicines have been reduced. They're just going to say that as a general statement, but that doesn't mean every single thing. Because my medicine still costs $280 a pill. I'm just lucky that I'm a veteran and I get 30 pills for free. So it still costs that. Now, hold on, Travis. This is not the Mark Cuban show. We did that segment. We're gonna move on. All right. So, you want to meet Mark Cuban to pick his brain about that kind of stuff, just like I want to pick Warren
Pretty good
Buffett.
answer.
Huh? What did you say?
I said it's a pretty good answer.
Yeah, it is a good answer. I want to meet Warren Buffett to do what Weenie said with picking that person's brain. That's a good thing to ask. Whose brain would you like to pick? Set?
Me, I think I would like to pick, you know, I would like to pick Dr. Frankenstein's brain.
Uh-oh, this is part of the show where Lisette goes off the rails. Go ahead, Lisette.
Okay. Watch
Dr.
it
Frankenstein's.
Everybody be quiet. This is the Lisette time. Go
again.
ahead.
Everybody, for every stray hair that you catch, it's $5 towards your next show.
All right, we're turning it over to Lisette. Let's hear why. Do your thing, girl.
The reason why I would like to know more information about Dr. Frankenstein. Dr. Frankenstein, how did you create that monster? What is it? What did you do to bring that monster alive? I don't know. Igor. Igor. No, monster, no. I don't know. I would love to try to figure out why. Hey, I mean, why did you want to? I'm created. He's alive. You know, why is it that perhaps maybe Dr. Frankenstein? Can you imagine how he treated poor Igor? You know, he was like, "Go fetch me, yes, monster." Yeah. I don't know, but I
Miss
kind of like
Lisette?
to know why.
Miss Lisette,
Wait,
I need
can
Mark.
can I ask you a question?
maybe.
Okay, so because I've only been a part of one of these things, I've done my homework. I've watched you on a bunch of this. Do you do that every day?
Maybe.
Or
I
does
try to. I try to do it many times.
does your brain go?
We all gonna die on Sunday.
Like all the time?
Listen, no, the beautiful thing is when it comes out of nowhere, it always catches me off guard and I lose my composure. And Mark is not laughing at her. Mark is usually laughing at me because I can't maintain my composure. And I never know where the hell she's going with it. And I'm like, people, she's not even drinking. That's the fun part.
Haven't sipped nothing.
So my second question, Miss Lisette, is: can we be best friends?
No, we can. Show you right.
I see you.
Awesome.
Oh,
Right.
Jackson, you've been unceremoniously quiet this episode.
It's not intentional. It's just all over the place, really. I'm enjoying my time here, though. But, you know, if I had to pick somebody's brain, maybe Weenie, for instance. I like to learn about the stock market. On top of that, I'm not sure he has a big ass.
Bryce says I have a tiny ass, so I mean you'd be correct. You assume correctly.
Which isn't
Although it can still squat quite a bit.
Hold on, Weenie. Jackson does this thing where he can't hear when you're talking, so he'll talk really loud while you're talking, so that no one knows what either of you said. What'd you say? What'd you say, Weenie?
Oh, Weenie? I was just saying. Bryce says my ass is tiny, but it's strong.
Oh,
strong but tiny.
I don't know if that's something you want to promote out there. There's no ass there.
Yeah.
It was just an extension of your back.
Yep. Square. Kind of like SpongeBob SquarePants. You know.
Oh man. You know what we got coming up in 30 seconds? We have Weenie's weekly market update.
Oh, see, I was trying to share my screen earlier and it just was not having it. Let's hope it goes.
Did it crap out on you?
Okay, it seems to be good now.
Okay.
Seems to be good now.
Seems to be good.
Yep.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Got your whole graph up and everything. Get all the people excited to talk about stuff that we can't talk about and only you can talk about. Hey, Jay, you said something you'd like to pick Weenie's brain about like day trading and stuff. Well, everybody, you can check him out every day, Monday through Friday on weekly Weenie Trades Live on YouTube. He trades from the time the bell rings to the time the bell. No, you don't stay till the bell closes. You stay till about 12, right?
Yeah, most of the time lately, the past few months, schedule's been a little bit wonky. There's been a lot of projects going on. I used to stream all day, but now it's just the first few hours. You can also comment on any YouTube video and I'll respond.
Yeah, he's really good with that. Well, let's get into it. It's time for Weenie's weekly market update.
Hello. Greetings. Can you guys see me? Hello. See me, hear me? Oh, yes, you can. It's Weenie's weekly market update. Okay, I'm just going to talk. Hello, welcome to Weenie's weekly market update. It's been a while since we talked last, and it's really exciting in the markets right now. Lots of volatility, meaning lots of ranges, big moves up, big moves down. And the talk of the market lately has been the CPI report. And what's CPI? It's just a measure of inflation. You probably always hear somebody on the street complaining about inflation. Well, that's been affecting the markets quite a bit. And just about a week or two ago, the market had one of its biggest drops of the year. It was down about 5% from the highs, which is a massive move. For reference, the market usually averages 7 to 8% up in a whole year. So in one day to lose 5%, investors were pretty rattled. And so basically, there's a lot of inflation. We were talking about the market sell-off in the last Weenie's weekly market updates. And a big component of this is that I was talking about there's going to be pockets of inflation, meaning there's going to be periods and months where inflation is low, where things are going to be a little bit cheaper. And then there's going to be bursts where things are going to be a little bit more expensive. Right now, we're in a phase where food is a little bit more expensive, but gas prices are starting to come down. So it's pretty interesting stuff. On Wednesday, the Federal Reserve is going to be making a decision on whether to raise or lower interest rates. They're just going to raise the interest rates, but by how much do they raise the interest rates? Because that makes it harder to borrow money so that we can reduce that inflation so that there's less burden on the overall consumer. So gas prices to likely come down, food prices to probably spike up a little bit. And I just wanted to talk about, when I give these Weenie's weekly market updates, I'm talking a lot about trading. However, if you're invested in the market or have a 401k, in my mind, you actually are trading. You're just trading on a longer time horizon. So I'm a day trader. I'm a swing trader. I'm an investor. I do all time frames of trading, and I have different performances of each time frame in different time periods. So I can take really fast 1-minute trades. I can take a trade that lasts over a day, a week, a month, a year, multiple years. And if you're invested in a 401k, you're really just trading. You're kind of betting on the US economy and there to be a lot of demand for assets over the long period of time. So just think about that as you have a 401k, you're going to rise with everybody in the workforce, and you're also going to fall with everyone in the workforce. And right now, a lot of people, the market's kind of in a 50-50 spot where a lot of people are saying the market's going to crash. Some people are saying the market's going to always recover, so you should go all in. Try to do your own analysis and research and come up with your own conclusions, because now the easy money is gone. Gone are the days where you can just buy some ETFs and buy some stocks and just get 10x your money in 10 years. I think the next 10 years are going to be very rough for equity markets or the stock market. So I've always been saying, invest in yourself. That's the best way to invest. You can trade short term if you're interested and want to go down that path. Try to paper trade, meaning trade with fake money, so you're not putting your overall money at risk. And yeah, in terms of the market last week, Apple is a big weight in the market. Apple is holding up the market. So think of iPhones, iPads, all those gadgets and stuff. Tesla was having a really great week last week. So the sectors that are strong in the market, if you want to potentially beat the benchmark, the S&P 500, could be something like Tesla or solar. There's an ETF called TAN, T-A-N, and that invests in a basket of solar companies. So those are the stocks that I'm kind of watching. I was going to go into a bit of patterns and chart analysis, but we can always save that for another fun week. And so just moving forward for the markets this week, we're very oversold short term, meaning the market has dropped for a consistent period of time it's dropped for quite a period of time without really having a relief bounce or a relief rally, a relief push higher. So the markets are oversold and due for a short-term bounce, but overall in the macro trend, we still may be having, in my opinion, a lost decade, meaning very poor returns for the stock market over the next 10 years. So the downtrend likely to continue on a macro perspective over the next at least 3 years. I have it set to about 7 to 10 years, but it could go as long as 14 years. And could you imagine investing in the market and people told you you'll get 8% a year, and then the market just did nothing for 14 years? A lot of investors might be upset. That's the most likely scenario based off my analysis as of today. But as the market evolves, so does my analysis. And on one of these live streams with Keone Productions, I'm going to be comparing and contrasting the stock market with sports. And we're going to be placing bets on different sports or different, I guess you would call it sports teams, and relate them to stocks. So thank you guys for having me for Weenie's Weekly Market Update. Let's get back to the conversation.
Wow. Thank you, Weenie, for your Weenie Weekly Market Update. That was absolutely awesome.
I'm going to record that just to get the and trim it out just so I can hear Lisette say, "Thank you, Weenie." That's all I want to hear is Lisette say, "Thank you."
Oh, yeah. You can make a little clip of it and replay it over and over with a button.
Speaking of Weenie, I need to address the elephant in the room, because I can speak for my fan base, but not everybody else's. We want to know the origin of the nickname Weenie.
Oh, should we get that right now, or should we not? I can give the short version if you want.
Yeah, let's give the short version. That's okay.
Okay, so this was back in my college days. It was before I was dating Bryce. So sorry, Bryce. And we had just had a swim meet. I was a swimmer in college, and we had a killer swim meet. Everybody had really fast swimming times. I had a lot of personal bests, so my testosterone was a little bit high that night from all the wins. And we had gotten back. It was a long bus ride, and it was late at night. There may or may not have been alcohol involved. I cannot confirm nor deny this. And I was basically going into the eating center, the Anderson Center, and there was a bunch of girls. I was a little bit of a flirt, but I really wasn't flirting. I was really just testing, in college. And I'd walk up to them and be like, "Hey, how's it going?" And I'd be like super goofy and stuff like that. They're like, "What's your name?" And I said, "The Weenie God." And they just started dying, and they were like laughing, and it was just hilarious. We had a good banter back and forth. My college swimming friends are in the back. They're like snickering, like, And it actually stemmed from my sister when I was younger. She'd always call me a weenie, kind of like a nerd. You know, that's kind of like the term, like weenie. If you think of the episode of SpongeBob Super Weenie Hut Jr., if you've seen that episode, it's an iconic one. That's kind of where it stems from. And I just kind of was like, after that night, I was like, I'm just going to be called Weenie from now on. You guys can call me Weenie. I'll start a business named Weenie Trades because I was involved in the stock market, but hadn't made anything in terms of a business name of it. So that's the short story of Weenie Trades.
The long version of that story is on an episode of The Process. If you go back and check that out on Keone Productions on YouTube, you can find on The Process. And that sports thing that Weenie was talking about, we have a new show called What the F Sports. It's going to come on every Monday. It started last Monday. This Monday's episode got moved to Tuesday, but we're eventually going to have Weenie on there as well. Awesome. We talked about celebrities and famous people that we would love to see. Well, let's get into the flip side. What's a celebrity that you could care less, don't want to meet, and why?
Any Kardashian at all.
Why?
Because we know why they got famous and we don't care.
Agreed.
That's not all of them.
Every single freaking one of them except for Bruce. Sorry, Caitlyn. At least Caitlyn. No,
not all of them got famous from
none of them. None of them. Just we're good. Good.
What about you, Jay? Because Jay's going to be like, wait, they got fat asses. But what about you, Jay?
But are they real though? Let's talk about that. But
oh my God, the Kardashian fans aren't going to watch any of these shows. Thanks a lot, guys. All right, what do you say?
Because they were.
What do you say, Jay?
Somebody that I couldn't care less about. Let's see. Why did you have to give me this one? There's such a long list of people that I couldn't care less about.
Well, I mean, okay, so let's narrow it down for you from care less. Someone where if you had to choose between them and someone else, you would. For instance, I'll give you an example. If I had to choose between hanging out with The Rock or Vin Diesel, I already said The Rock is going to be extremely fun. I feel like Vin Diesel is going to bore me to death.
Vin Diesel
I feel like he's going to dramatically bring my energy down in his presence. What about you, Weenie? While Jay little two sticks keeps rubbing together above his head until he has an idea.
It's an interesting question because at first when you ask it, I think of, celebrities I could care less to meet. I just kind of erase them from my brain. I don't even encode it or think about them when you ask that. But that I just went back to my middle school years, and everybody was super obsessed with Justin Bieber when I was in middle school, and I was just so not about it. I was like, no, I like cringe or something like that. So that's just a person that comes to mind. Nothing against Justin Bieber, but
hold on. What? Do you mean that like as teenage Bieber or tattooed had a monkey Bieber?
That's true. He's changed, hasn't he? See, I'm not really kept up with pop culture. I really should, but that's a good question. Teenage Bieber, probably worse than nowadays Bieber. I don't know.
Hey, you know what would have been hilarious when you said a person I could care less to meet? I would have died if you said Taylor Swift.
Oh no. No, she's pretty cool. I've grown to like her more and more each and every year. That Bryce always plays her music all the time in the car.
That's infuriating.
We got
no, I was just saying that would have been funny because she loved it.
I know it would have been hilarious. No, Bryce and I are very compatible.
I can't. So you know what? I can't. Like Undead Mistress says, I can't stand Justin for what he did to Selena. I used to be that person that would not like someone because of what happened in their relationship. But then I think about it: are we being a hypocrite? Because it's not like I haven't had relationship problems. So,
if you care about famous people's nonsense, you should probably focus on your own.
Well, I think some people care about it too. I think some people care about it too much, and then other people, it's not that they care about it. It's just some people it's entertaining, and some people it's like, okay, that happened. There's celebrities for a reason.
I've always been an eccentric, so I have enough of my own stuff to not worry about. Like, is Ryan Gosling with Rachel McAdams. It doesn't matter.
Your whole life is a drama.
I know, but the
There's
sex of
enough-
people. You know what? Don't do this, Travis. We did a show like 2 months ago, and it was a topic that like 3 people were like, "Oh my god!" And then so when we're recording, they go, Why is this so important that we even need to talk about it?" I said, "Because that's the topic today. Stop killing the show."
That's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm just saying my own personal nonsense to me is more important than like who Kim Kardashian is dating.
Says the guy who wants to meet Jeffrey Dahmer. All right, Lisette, who do you not want to meet and why?
I don't want to meet Dracula. Oh, Dracula, no! Count Dracula. Oh, I don't think I want him to drink my blood.
Where's Clarence and where's Ken Stevens? I need both of them right now. Oh my God.
I wouldn't want to meet
That's your
him.
best friend.
No, I wouldn't want to meet him. I wouldn't want to meet him.
So
He might get you.
Wait,
Alita-
hold on. That's the actual answer is
yeah,
Dracula?
that's her. What are you questioning? She said she wanted to meet Dr.
No,
Frankenstein.
this is my second time. I don't know. That's your actual answer?
Travis, Jay is about to come through the camera and smack you. She just said 20 minutes ago that she wants to meet Dr. Frankenstein, and you're hung up that she doesn't want to meet Dracula?
I thought she was doing a bit.
No, that's her. That's what I'm saying. That's really her.
And I wouldn't want to meet Jason either. Okay, wouldn't want to meet him.
Okay.
I wouldn't. I mean, the man is crazy. I mean, he's creepy. He's creepy. He's a creep, creeping around, with the mask and everything, just like just staring at you, like, I don't get it.
I mean, Dracula, of course, is a much greater risk than Frankenstein. I mean, what's Frankenstein going to do?
Yeah, Dracula, if you're interesting enough, he may keep you around and keep you alive. If we're doing like that from that monster mythos, I don't want to meet the werewolf because once he turns into the wolf, all bets are off.
John, I got a question to pose for everybody. I got a good one.
Oh, we'll determine that.
And it ties into this whole thing, like famous people.
Okay.
Superhero. Which one of them would you meet?
Like a real, actual superhero?
Like if they were real, which one?
All Might. And the reason why I'm saying if I'm gonna meet a superhero and it's gonna be real, I want it to be somebody who has the ability to give me their powers.
Okay.
So what bit of his DNA are you going to eat?
You said what?
So what portion of his DNA are you going to eat?
I guess whatever he gives me. You're not trying to get me to be NC-17 rated on here.
Get him to spin the cup.
Ew.
Well, no.
Oh my God.
Technically, if you watched Heroes, people can acquire other people's.
Yeah, I know, but you're asking. I'm telling you. Okay, so you want me to give you a different answer besides the answer?
I was looking for like, I want to meet Superman.
No, I don't, because Superman can't give me his powers.
Okay, well, you're getting greedy, but that's fine.
I'm sorry that my answer was shitty to you. Okay, no. I want to meet the Blob. That way, I can have him sit on you. Next person.
I would meet Batman. I used to wear Batman capes and Batman suits when I was younger.
I believe you.
So much so that my parents would have to like rip it off of me to wash my Batman suit. Like, because I'd worn it for a week. I'd wear it to school every day in like elementary school. Yeah, crazy. But Batman, because he's billionaire, smart, fun, cool, buff. But again, yeah, in terms of the powers, I'd love like Spider-Man's powers or something like that. That'd be fun.
No, you don't get the powers.
You don't get the powers. Yeah, you don't get the powers.
You're just meeting the person.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In that case,
he's upset that I met a person that can give me powers. But go ahead, Jay.
All right. So anybody that actually knows the mythos of DC, the character that I would want to meet is Lady Shiva. She doesn't have any powers, but she's one of the world's most deadly assassins. Anybody that's ever fought her has gone in with the knowledge that they've had. But if you live, you've come out with far more knowledge than you would have ever. They've said that fighting her has made them a better fighter and combatant overall.
Bruce Wayne beat her ass. But
she has a positive record against him, though. She's one of the only people in DC mythos to ever have a positive record against Batman. Yes, he can fight her, but she will win 9 times out of 10.
I honestly feel like I set this conversation up for you to knock it out the park.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
Okay, anyway, Lisette.
Well, I think that I would it would probably I ain't worried about Superman because I got a Superman in the room there.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Oh my God.
Superman, I'm crawling away. Yeah, but probably I think I like Catwoman, Catwoman. I like Catwoman. I also like Poison Ivory. Poison Ivory. That's pretty smooth,
Yeah.
Alita says she would want to meet. Alita said she would want to meet Doctor Strange, which, you know what? Now, since I wanted to, if I ever wanted to be a superhero, it would have been Dr. Fate. But when Travis asked the question, I thought of meeting a hero where I could actually get some powers. So, yeah, I changed. Well, Dr. Fate actually could have. I get put the helmet of Naboo on me. I guess that would work. Well, guys,
You're greedy. You're greedy. You're greedy.
What?
You are greedy.
No, I'm not, because I would use the powers to help people. So how is that greedy?
I hope you realize the dangers of that helmet, though.
Yeah, no, I don't know anything about that kind of stuff, like the characters and what it entails. Nothing at all.
Oh, what you just said. You said you would use the powers. No, that's the helmet using you as a vessel. You hardly
understand, but he's not going out there creating tidal waves. It's always, oh dear God. Okay, amateur. Anyway, this has been a great episode. I'm not going to get into the Marvel DC with amateurs. So this has been a great show today. Love that you all are being there. Jay is actually writing and making his own comic book, so that's going to be exciting. We'll see more of that later. And it was good having Travis over here with all of his TBI issues and head injuries. Lisette doing her thing where she goes into crazy mode, and Weenie doing a full episode with us today. It's been great with you guys. I like us making fun of each other and having fun. Good kickoff to the week. My Perspective Monday. Catch us next week. Watch What the F Sports tomorrow, 10 a.m. Bye.
Bye, everybody. Take care. Puerto Rico, please.
And go to Weenie's stream for Weenie Trade Live so you can hear him talk about.
Only if you have stock questions.
So you can hear him. So you can hear him meeting a 6-year-old in a Speedo.
Oh.